not doing job interview, and all that. I never like to talk about myself like I'm that. I'm gonna never do it. I know my values and all that, and if I'm anything, I'm a strong man, and I am a big believer in myself, and I'm the one who is taking the bullets all the time when I have to and when I don't have to. So that is out of question how strong character I am. I'm definitely strong, and I believe in myself, I believe in my work, I believe in my staff, and I believe in my players.
He's hurting, isn't he?
Just complete respect for that. He cares, and that's not fake, that's completely real. Absolutely respect the man no matter what. If he stays, if he gets sacked, he'll go on to other things because he's a good man and I think a good manager.
Yeah, you can't accuse Slaven Bilic of not caring, that's for sure. Loads of three-word match reports flooding in during the show. Gemma says, sack him now. She's a West Brom fan. Salah, new gigs, says Diz. Some accolade, isn't it? Dire, depressing, hopeless, says Anthony, who's a West Ham fan. And Robert Bradley, who is a West Brom fan. He says, West Brom woeful, Pulis out now, and enough is enough. He says, the list goes on, which is also a three-word match report, I guess, in some ways. Right, let's hear now from a couple of fans who went up against each other today for Leicester and Stoke. Scott is a Leicester fan, James is a Stoke fan. This is their take on the day.
Stoke City 2, Leicester City 2. I think that's the default result for this fixture. It's been 2-2 now the last 3 seasons. Decent game for the neutral, and I think on the grand scheme of things it was a fair result.
Nothing really going forward and so slow until Peter Crouch came on. Obviously not the fastest player, but we changed and went more direct, and that made the real difference. He caused havoc in defence, scored a goal, he never lets us down. I think he should get more time for Stoke, and over the years has probably been overlooked by England a little bit too much. His time has gone for England, but I'd like to see him getting more game time for Stoke.
Well, Peter Crouch has yet to start a Premier League game this season, but he's among the goals. Have a look at this. This is the tweet from Stoke. On reflection, that was probably a fair result. Always good to come on and make an impact, says Peter Crouch. The interesting thing is the poor old cameraman having to stand on a box to get the shot of Peter Crouch for the post-match interviews. 36 years old, as I say, not started a Premier League game this season, but that's now 3 and 7 for him. He's sort of created this new role as a bit of a super sub, isn't he?
He's a legend, isn't he? 36, comes on, makes an impact. You know, the fans love him, and as long as he can keep on doing that, you know, let him continue doing what he does.
What was he like to play with?
Good for me. I got a lot of goals, a lot of knockdowns from the big man. I don't think he gets enough credit for how good his touch is and how good he is on the floor and his awareness and how clever he is. I think he's had a fantastic career and he's still doing it. He's a player who's never relied on pace. You know, he's all about attacking the goal frame, being in the right place at the right time, and what is it now? He holds the most headers in the Premier League.
So he's in the Guinness Book of Records for the most headed goals. Listen, it's a record. We'd all take them if we can get them. What was he like for you?
Same. Great lad, great personality, and not easy at the back end of your career to sit on the bench a lot. As you get older, I mean, you start to think, you know, getting up and coming on for 10 or 15 minutes, making impacts, and he's doing it. So, brilliant, fair play.
We've spoken about what a legend this man is on social media. He just puts a picture of his breakfast on Instagram and it gets like 2 million likes. This man's also enjoyed as well. Let's have a look at a couple of Peter Crouch's best Twitter moments. Summer for me is about time with the family. Like that one?
Yeah.
Enjoy that one? OK, have a look at this one. I wouldn't know who's who, would you? Just needs to have his top off, doesn't he? OK, right, well done, Peter. Another goal for him today. He remains evergreen. Right, let's talk about our game we've got tomorrow morning. We've got the Tottenham game. How much of a landmark victory do you think that would have been against Real Madrid in the week for Spurs, just for their self-belief, for that sort of group of young, tight-knit players?
Yeah, I think a huge deal for them. I think the away game was good, but this home game, to beat a team of Real Madrid, they turned up Real Madrid without their A game by any stretch, a long way from that. But the way Tottenham played, the atmosphere, the belief that gives their players throughout their team. I mean, listen, we keep saying Tottenham need to win something. Well, results like that can help you get to that stage.
The atmosphere was really good, wasn't it?
Yeah.
The atmosphere was really good. I thought before the game it was quiet. You know, you go to, I mean, everybody's played all over the place in Europe, and there's really some hostile atmospheres when you go to away grounds. I thought Wembley was quiet. but within 10-15 minutes you could see how the game was panning out, and I thought the crowd really got behind them, and I thought it was a really good evening, and it will set them off really. You just hope that they'll replicate that because unfortunately this game means nothing. In October they're going to qualify. We all thought they were going to qualify. Yeah. It's what they do in February in the knockout phases. They have to keep on doing that again and getting the same type of atmosphere to scare the opposition.
It's also easy to talk about tomorrow and say, getting brought back down to earth with the game against Crystal Palace, having just played the mighty Real Madrid. But the reality is for this team, they've already dropped points against Burnley. They've already dropped points against Swansea. These are games they've struggled in this season, and this is a chance to show they can do that and kick on, which is what the great teams do.
Of course, consistency wins your trophies. I think they've got a fantastic manager, and I'm sure his message to the players tomorrow is this Crystal Palace game is just as important as Real Madrid. Now, we all know it's not on paper, but if Spurs have got any ambitions of being successful at the end of the season... Maybe it is,
with City being so good. They just can't slow down.
I think it is, but obviously, when you've just come off the back of a Real Madrid performance and result like that, you'd inevitably have a big high. Can the players raise it again for Crystal
The atmosphere
Palace?
won't be as good tomorrow. It's an early kick-off, Sunday morning. Well, Sunday 12 o'clock, I think the kick-off is. It's a different type of mentality you have to go. You go about. Wednesday night in front of the lights, or whatever night it was, in front of the lights at Wembley, amazing against the greatest players in the world. You've just won the Champions League back to back. To Crystal Palace Sunday at 12 o'clock with a different type of atmosphere. It's another test for them that they have to overcome.
What is the emotion like as a player when you've had a great win, like the win that Spurs had over Real Madrid? Do you take that into the next game or do you sort of think, oh man, I've given everything on?
No, you ride the crest. You ride the crest. They go out there and carry on. Dele Alli's going to be bouncing out of that tunnel. 2 goals against Real Madrid. And it's important for Tottenham as a club in the big scheme to keep getting in the Champions League year on year out. They might not they might not win the Champions League this year. We all know that, but they have to make sure their league form keeps them in there because that's what big clubs do.
Yeah. Very briefly, Jose won La Liga and the next season lost his job after a difficult start. How much pressure actually is there on the manager out there in Spain? You know it sort of better than any of us.
I don't think there is much pressure to be
just because he's such a legend, or?
Well, because of what he's achieved. I think it's very early on in the season. Barcelona have had a relatively strong squad. They haven't had any injuries. Real Madrid have had lots of injuries, so I think there's plenty of time.
There's no club like it though. You never really know.
To be very honest, that performance the other day was worrying because I thought they were terrible. It's one of the worst I've seen. Certainly the first half, I thought it was one of the worst I've seen in a long time from them.
All the criticism Gareth Bale got, they can't wait to get him back. Right, lots still to talk about. Primarily, who's lit a spark under your season? It's a sort of like bonfire night thing. So we're going to talk about the moments for the season for you. Who has lit a spark? To get you thinking, Ali says Salah has been top draw. That's a real spark up front for us and as quick as a rocket. It's that kind of stuff we're after. #PL tonight, and we'll see you in a moment.